the big day for old Spaniel here. We're going to basically chop his car up, and it's an absolute min car that we're going to chop up now. So what we're going to be doing is, if you look in the background there, we've got all the RS4 components to go onto his car. So what we're going to do is basically chop all the arches out, re-weld, yada yada yada, then eventually the car's going to get painted up. So like I said, let's go. Right, we've got the car in, so basically what we're going to do now is strip all the interior panels off. So this is basically all your boot, I'm just on your side bits here, all this bit, the bumper needs to come off, lights need to come out. Then what we need to do, because obviously we're chopping here, right at the window line, and the reason I'm doing that is because I'm going to box it behind to stop cracking. So it'll be a little bit more stiffer than it was from factory. And then we need to get behind it to treat it to stop it from rotting inside out. So the next thing is seats, and because it's an Audi, they're going to be a pain in the backside because they're built like tanks. All these panels need to come out, and the back window needs cutting out, and all these side windows need basically pulling out, degluing. Now if you look on these trims here, this is how you get the windows out. Them trims pop down, and behind it's two little rivets. So as soon as we pop them out, we can literally separate it from there, which makes that a little bit easier. When we're grinding or welding, we're going to have to cover these door pockets just to basically protect it from sparks. Same with the parcel shelf, so as soon as you cut the window out, parcel shelf needs to come out. There's a hell of a lot of work to do, but I think he's going to be well truly impressed with it. Oh, the other thing that we need doing and all is on the standard car, the outer wheel arch on this side, so you have an inner and an outer. The inner holds up like your suspension tower. This one here is obviously a lot shorter because the RS arches are a lot wider, so all that needs cutting out, and we've got to do that properly, because what Audi do, they overlap metals on top of each other. So what we've got to do is bust them off, drill them through, and re-overlap them so it keeps the car as stiff as possible. Because obviously we don't want any problems if he ever gets rear-ended. So we're going to go around, strengthen it up a little bit. The car will probably weigh a dinky bit, little bit more in weight. It's basically what we're trying to do is replicate what Audi would do, because at the end of the day these cars go through NCAP safety ratings, so we need to do it properly. This wouldn't affect the structure too much, because obviously this is just a panel. It adds rigidity, but on the inside, all the inners, it's literally, you've got box beam all the way down there, and then it's double laid. So there's still quite a lot of stiffness even without these on. These are just crumple zones when they get hit, so it just adds with a little bit more protection. But like I said, we're gonna do that, and then on here we are gonna de-silicone all this stuff here on the side, and we're going to replicate this so it will literally look factory by the time we finish. I don't know how close to factory we're going to get it like, but we're going to try. We're just literally going to take our time. We're not going to bodge it or anything. Just a shame that these don't disconnect with all this. There we go. Do. Alright, so pulling these back seats out, to pull them out you need a special tool. So what we've done, we've made one out of a bit of, slightly kinked it. So if you have a look at, I'm going to come out here and do it. Right, so what you're going to do here is basically that goes all the way under it like that, and it hooks right there. And what we're trying to do is just bend that down enough where we can pull it out. So basically that's what that tool is.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient, hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown, get in my way and to be put down. It ain't your place, all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the noose it fits. I'm losing shit, a stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to dip. You choose to fight or lose your grip and lose a gift.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign.
Yeah. There's no mercy in this world, just hunger-thirsty persons in different versions. Each new update, that shit worsens. Why? Pull back the curtain and you'll see the different vermin. Reach all that
That's been repaired, hasn't it? Just pauses and then it records. Alright, we've got the boot off. We've got literally all the interior pieces off on the inside of the car. So we saw that, just basically we're trying to eliminate any burning. So all this is going to come out. There's still a little bit left to do. So we bring it round to here and we pull the trim off that side. And then we've got this one here. So as you can see, if people don't know how to take these off, there's little clips behind it. So what you do is put a plastic tool. What's it doing? Literally, you put a plastic tool behind there and you just prise it. Pry by it, just basically all the way down in bits. And as you can see, you've got these little clips here. So these little clips clip onto the inside of this. So I'll just take this off a minute. Here we go. So if you look on the back of there we go. So they fit into here. In some places it's not clear how to get them off, even when you go on the internet. So I just thought I'd show you how to do that. So there we go, Daniel. So the next step would be side skirts. So we're going to remove the side skirts because obviously we need to make cut marks. We need to remove all of this because the cut marks are going to be, as you can see, probably round about here. And we're leaving about a 2-3 mil gap. So we've got enough to play with and basically line it up properly. To get really good welds, we're going to fill this inside up here with an argon, so we get a really good weld. And then we need to treat it behind, so we'll get to the bottom of that. So on with removal of these, the wheels and the bumper. The next bits are, as you can see, is the cap. So on this, you would think that this would come away. It doesn't. If we go over to this one on the RS4 side, it's literally all just parts. So one thing that we need to do here is hook up the spout on the back, which we'll do from the wheel arch cover. Then, as you can see, we've marked everything where we're going to cut. So hopefully everything goes to plan. And I'll just give you a little view now of downside the car. As you can see, she's got smaller hips on this one, and if you have a look up here, I'll do the before and after. This little ducktail spoiler, so you've got a little one on here because the S-line's doing it, blows into the boot, but the RS one's really kink up. So as you can see, the profile on that, so the RS4 one kinks quite far up. And I'll tell you what, we'll go over it a bit now, have a quick look. There we go. Cheers, Dan. So if you bring them both together, and this is the whole reason why I'm doing all this work. It seems extreme, but look at. So you can see it's a lot more of a kink, and it's a lot more bevel in here. It's got like a bit of a eyebrow on it for the lights where they're quite flush. So it's going to give the car a little bit more of an aggressive look. Then obviously you're going to have the arches. So as you can see there, you've got them arches there, and then there's the RS4 ones. And that's why we've got to change all the inner buckets and stuff. So hopefully, like I said, it'll all go to plan. Then we've got the back window to cut out. The one thing that you got to watch with the back window, you've got all the GPS and DAB and all the other stuff. So if you have a look up on top of the window there, see all them wires? So you can see all them wires that are disconnected. They're all the modules for all your electronics. So we've undone them. So when we cut it out, hopefully we'll miss it all. Then I'm gonna have to re-glue all this back in, as you can see there. So they've put like this seal on top. So hopefully we're gonna get this bit out fine. So I'm gonna try and pull all this rubber out because it's just pushed in this. It's literally like tiger sealed on the back, and then this is putting, or windscreen glue as they call it. So on to the next step.
Let's go. Yo, I'm like an addict, do I gotta have it. I ain't even playing, got a really bad habit. If it moves, gotta grab it, fuse like a magnet. Lose, won't have it till I'm doomed in a casket. I ain't playing, got a weird mind. If you work 8 hours, I'ma work 9.
Right, we're gonna show you the difference. We've literally just put the bumper on now. Obviously I haven't done a bit of filming because it took 2 of us to slide it in. But anyway, I'm going to show you the difference between the bumper. So obviously all this is exactly the same. But if you look here, this is how much wider it is. So it will clip in, but you can see it's only by about, what?
2 inch.
An inch? An inch? It's about an inch. But it will clip in. Kind of, but if you look, you can see it's completely whacked out. It just wants to do with that alt arm. So that's the difference. Tailpipes are literally in the same place, but all bolt holes and everything is exactly the same, which you would expect on these cars. So we're literally just going to cut all them out. As you can see with this, it sticks out slightly bit further. Then on the ducktail will literally come up that bit, and it'll literally near enough match this. It'll probably stick about there, so it's about right. So I just thought I'd show you the difference between them. So it's gonna be a bit of a game changer. To the untrained eye, it probably wouldn't even affect anyone, but to us it does. So to us purists. So anyway, we'll have a look at this, get it all back off. I don't know, what time is it now?
5:10.
We can bolt this bumper on if you want.
Yeah.
It's on. We can just stick the bolts on it for tonight, because the problem is, what we've got no drive space because there's literally that many cars in the house, isn't it, Daniel? Your fault.
Okay.
So we literally gonna have to put it in the car park out the back. And then I know it looks a bit noddified, but we've got most of the stuff off. So the known things that we need to do now are windows cut out tomorrow, first thing. Bumper detached, which I'm going to put a couple of bolts in. We'll have to disconnect the boot lid. Do you want to put the RS4 boot lid on? We'll have a look at the difference.
Yeah, can do.
Literally stick that on for tonight if you want. It's
Yeah.
same matchup. So we'll do that. I'll tell you what, we'll do that now. We'll shove it on. We'll show you the difference between the boot lid and this. See, this complete flush with light. Well, on the other ones it's not. So alright, we'll skip to the next step. Then we'll do a bit of a time lapse of us doing it and sticking it on. So we'll do that now. started. We got the windows out the car. Sorry for the big blank in between the video that we've been doing. Because like I said, it's been full on trying to get these bloody windows out perfect without wrecking them. So side windows are being took out, back windows being took out, boot, bumper, all this needs splitting, but we're just going to take a grinder to it because we don't need to save this. So what we're doing now is just having a clean up operation. We're going to take the side skirts off, obviously. Everything's been done on this side, so now we just need to take the side skirt off and what? Someone's take side skirt off. Chip chop, chop chop, chop chop. So we've got that to do. So yeah, we'll crack on with that now. I'll show you how to take them side skirts off, and then what? Yeah, there is. Yeah, there's bolts on that side, and there's a few underneath. Yeah. So if you get up in the air now, then you can get to it. There's pointless trying to fight it on the floor. But like I said, you can see that we took everything out. Lights, obviously all this, it fits into the RS4 one, which is brilliant, so we don't need to do any wiring. As you can see, all this is just where the salt's been starting to eat it. You can see it around there and there. So what we're going to do is, get a torch on, is pull all that out. All that's getting cut out. So this car will be absolutely mint by the time we finish this. And as soon as we can do it all, treat it all up, and then hopefully we should have it ready for paint. Won't we, old Spaniel? Then jobs are good, and you might have to change them shock absorbers, like. They're not looking too healthy. Yeah, neither is that. Yeah, fuck it. We'll sort it all out soon. Are you getting stuck with? Just push it on. Push. Push. There we go. So there we go. You've got a few bolts here, and then there's a line of bolts underneath there to detach. Then as soon as we get this off, we're going to literally open the door, pull all this crap off, because this is exactly where we're cutting it. We're just cutting it off this line here, because obviously this is a strengthening part of the car, so what we need to do is just cut it round about there, because if we don't aim put a weld in, you run the risk of cracking. So anyway, we're going to do it there. There's our boundary, so really we're going to end up cutting it there, so we've got so much to play with. And it's literally going to have to be all the way under. We might have to reposition these mounts. These are going to have to be put further along the sill. But yeah, right, let's crack on the next part. Yeah, so what you need to do is cut there and then work your way up. Hang on.
Probably best like that then.
Hang on. Yeah, but don't dig it in. Let it spin a bit and then go down. And don't put your fingers too close near the blade. Over where?
You are challenging me here.
Get your bearings right. Put your thumb on there. And do it. Right. You just keep it on. Hang on. Ready? As you can see. Hang on. As you can see, he's just about to chop his car for the first time, so if this goes wrong, it's his fault, isn't it, Daniel? And he's first time using the grinder. So here goes, guys, and let's have a look at this. You ready? Happy?
It's quite clean cut, that, to be fair.
Yeah, did you go all the way through?
Just this bit here. So,
Yeah, now you need to do the back window. Let me pull it over. Alright, hang on, shut this over. It's perfectly matched in, look at it.
yeah,
Took a lot of fettling.
I bet it did.
Fucking nightmare, man. I'd rather just screw it in and just be done with it. Just don't get rear-ended. Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
It's 2:30 mile an hour, it'll be alright.
Yeah, I know. Right, another morning in the garage, and basically what we've done, we've welded up this arch, and we need to separate the two back arches here because there's a little boot alignment out. So what we're going to do is put either a port power or a bottle jack in between the two towers and just push them out a little bit. And this could have been due to the inner lip being pushed in, but it's not a biggie, it can be adjusted. So like I said, if I just swing around, have a quick look at what we've done here. So as you can see, that one's on, perfect, but it's quite tight on the boot, each side. So what we need to do is literally just put a hydraulic ram just to push them two slightly out. We need probably about 0.5 mil gap on each side, but as you can tell, it's all fitted well. All the alignments in, as you can see there. All the lights match up perfect. They're all sitting in. Same this side. This isn't even tack welded in yet. We are going to tack weld this in. We've just, as you can see, used mole grips to basically lock it off. But like I said, for people that are trying to do this, the best place that I cut it at was here, just below the window line, and because as you can see, the panel of the roof here meets this. So all I've done is just cut it right there. Then what I'm doing is putting just bead of weld up here and right across, and that'll basically stop future cracking and stuff like that. But obviously when we grind the welds down, you've got to check and make sure that there's no gaps in between, and why we do that is basically stop cracking, little cracks forming from them locations. So you've got to make sure that you've got a decent bead right across. As you can see with this, we've drilled these out so we can tack weld all these into place. We're going to use mole grips to close it up so it's nice and tight. And same down at the bottom of the door jamb. You've ordered the side skirts, haven't you? Yep. Which is brilliant. He's going to leave these door blades on, because on the RS4 they're flat. But there have been quite a few people in the group that have actually put these ones on because they look quite a little bit better with the side skirt. Some people like it flat, some people like it with a bit of a shark fin on it. But yeah, right, let's crack on to the next step. Right, we've got the cars at this stage. Obviously didn't do any content with it because it's been absolutely heaving around here. But as you can see, the side skirts are on it. We went with the fiberglass wings because these cars suffer that period of rotten. Spare bumpers for the blue one that we own, which is perfect, so we are recycling parts there. Obviously you can see the little ones abused all the doors. Daniel's just moving all the crap out, all the dust, basically all stuff off this. We've literally just covered it for the time being before paint, so he's going to drive it for 2 weeks. Make sure he's getting no cracking or anything moving in the car. So hopefully that's a bonus. He needs trims put on the back seats in. He needs his parcel shelf putting back on, and all of that up there, all trim pieces. So there is still a little bit left to do to get it to near enough where it was. One thing that we do need is the headrest holders. Basically the pain in the arse, you run the risk of breaking them when you pull them out on these. On the back seats, I'll show you in a minute when Dan's finished that, is you have a look in the middle left and you see them two pylons. Well, what happens is, same with these ones here, for them to clip these back seats in, because they're non-folding ones, the drive, the wedges down into it, the holders, and there's 1-2 problems with that. The edge of them are sharpened, so them ones come out fine because they're tube, but these aren't. So you have thin bit of metal with holes at the top and thin at the bottom, so it digs in when you're trying to pull it out. So it's an absolute eyesore to do. Well, like I said, we'll start getting all that in now, and then we'll move on to the next stage. I think what he's wanting to do is basically get it out and get it washed out in the car park. It's got noddy wheels on at the minute because the RS4 ones aren't ready to go on yet, but it needs spacers and everything yet anyway. Fog lights are different to the S-Line ones, so we've already ordered them. It's pointless repairing the bumper until everything comes. We got the bumper on the car, and what we're going to do is epoxy, do a bit of plastic welding epoxy, them bits on it. And then we know that that's the shape of the bumper. See, if I'd done epoxy while it was off and tried to put it in the car, it could crack because it might be in the wrong shape. So we've left it until we get this on. What else is there left to do? I think that's about it, to be fair. Right, we'll go to the next stage. We skip a few chapters of the film. We've basically got all the panels straightened up and lined up. We're still waiting for the spats to come and the fog light and the washer jet. So there's still a lot of parts that we're still waiting for from Fleabay to come through. But a lot of the stuff that arrived was cheap Chinese shit, so we've had to send it back because they were saying it was OEM. Even the price of OEM, but it wasn't. So anyway, that's one thing to watch out for. So like I said, Dan's just going to pull it out into the sunshine now and then we'll have a good look at it. Click subscribe and hit the bell icon for more content, and we'll keep you up to date as much as we can with upcoming videos.